today's video, we're gonna be trying out some TikTok skincare and foundation hacks. Do they actually work? Will they change your life? Keep watching to find out. All right, so first up, we're going to be trying this transfer-proof foundation hack.
Mix your foundation and all-nighter setting spray together. Next, apply all over your face and blend. Blend, blend, blend. Pat, pat, pat. And there you have it. No transfer.
Okay, time to put this to the test. So I'm starting off with my Profusion foundation. Then I'm going to be applying the setting spray and mixing it with foundation. Now we're going to be applying this all over the face as our foundation. Let's see how this works. Okay, bonus tip. Let's go ahead and make sure we set our faces once we're done our entire look, just to really further lock everything in. Now let's test this out and see what happens. I'm really pressing down, which you guys can see. Oh my gosh. No transfer. Let's try it again. Wow. Okay.
So I'm a little skeptical about this one because even when we've had so-called transfer-proof and transfer-resistant makeup items, they still transferred anyway because while the foundation itself may not rub off as easily, you're probably gonna put other makeup on that can transfer. And even if that doesn't transfer, by the time you sweat and you produce oil, it kind of breaks things down and kind of like makes the pigments, wet and easy to transfer. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to try it out, so let's try it out. So I have my Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray. I have my Dior Forever Foundation. I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Complexion brush. And I don't have a palette, but I'm gonna use the mirror part of this because I was kind of thinking like, maybe the heat of my skin kind of caused a reaction or something from the other experiment and maybe, whatever. So we gonna use this as a palette. Now from the videos, they seem to have sprayed a lot of this all-nighter spray, so we're gonna get that. Okay, mix it up. And the second video, they did spray all over again afterwards. I'm gonna let this dry down and we'll do our first transfer test to see what's going on. All right, let's try this out. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little faint. That's not bad though, but I wouldn't say it's transfer proof. Yeah. I can't tell if this is picking up on the camera until I actually look at it on the computer, but there's definitely hints of foundation there. If it's not showing up on camera, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But I'm gonna wear this throughout the day and see what's cooking. As I sweat and produce oil, we'll see. Now stay tuned because we're gonna figure out if this transfer-proof foundation hack actually works. This next skincare hack is super simple and I thought was widely known because I've been doing this for quite some time. But in my own posting on Instagram and even here on YouTube, I found that not a lot of people know how amazing this little hack is. So let's watch the videos. There's actually 2 videos on this.
Ask what do I do for my skin on my body, not just my face. But what I do is I don't use anything super expensive. I use Eucerin extra dry because I live in a dry climate and so it's 48 hours. But the key is that I lotion my body, my whole body, even my back, girl. I get all over my back, my whole body wet. I do it wet, okay? I never put moisturizer on my body with my skin dry. So you want to have your body wet and then it absorbs. And I do it
I learned that your moisturizer can work better. Always put your moisturizer on damp skin.
But yes, this one definitely works. I do this with my body skin no matter the season. I always put my moisturizer on while my body skin is still damp. I actually have a whole situation that I do with humidifiers, electric blankets, and all that other jazz that I talked about in a winter skincare video, so make sure you check that out for the tea. Now, the face can get a little tricky because it depends on what's in your routine, whether it's daytime or nighttime. With the face, if you're using hydrating serums, you know, things that contain hyaluronic acid or glycerin or other types of humectants, you want to apply that on damp skin. You're going to get the most benefit when you put your hydrating serum on damp skin and follow that up with a moisturizer. Now, it really does depend because you may have another step in between or what have you, but it usually is a good idea to apply your moisturizer when your skin is still a little bit damp, even for the face. Now, the part where it can get a little tricky is when your sunscreen comes into play. I have found that whether you're using a chemical or a mineral sunscreen, if your face is still a little bit damp, it can affect the way the sunscreen looks on your face. So with sunscreen, it's a good idea to wait until your skin is fully dry, wait until your skincare steps are fully dry, and then to apply your sunscreen to avoid any issues. Now, next up, we have another foundation hack, and that is mixing your translucent powder into your liquid foundation. Let's watch this video and see why we're doing this. Now, I can understand why something like this will work because the powder is probably going to absorb some of the oils in the foundation, but let's give her a try. For this hack, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder in Medium Deep. In the reference video, it seems as if the powder that she used kind of lightened up the color of her foundation, which I don't want. I want my, foundation to still match me, but here we go. We have the foundation. I'm just gonna mix this in my hand. I don't necessarily have a palette here. Powder. Bad. I do feel like it changed the color slightly, and it also changed the texture. The texture does feel more of like a cream as opposed to a liquid. Let's see how it goes on the skin. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other side with just the foundation. So I'm even gonna use a clean beauty blender so we have no contaminants. And this is just the Beautiful Skin Foundation. All right, I think I see a difference already. This side is more matte. I also feel like I see a difference in color, but I'm gonna have to get up and look in a big mirror and see that. Let me put the rest of the foundation on. All right, so not sure if it's gonna show up on camera. I feel like it should, but this side definitely looks more matte, the side where the powder is mixed in, whereas, obviously this has more of a natural finish. I will say that because I used a translucent powder that was kind of closer in color to the foundation color, I don't think that it altered the color much, if at all. I think the difference in what we're seeing from this side and this side is like if you have paint, you have one side that's dry and one side that's still a little wet. It's the same color paint, but it just looks a little different because of the finish, and I think that's what's going on here. All right, so we done mixed in the foundation with the translucent powder. We're gonna wear it out, and we'll check in later on to see how that one turns out. So next up, a hack that will help you find your foundation shade in any brand without you even having to leave the house.
I found this website, and I'm so excited about it.
Okay, so I went on foundation.com, and I'm gonna search up the current foundation that I'm using. You can go off this list, or you can just type in. They have a majority of foundation. So I put Yensa, that is the current foundation, and then depending on the brand, if they have multiple, it'll show up right there. That is the foundation I use, and then I'm going to select the color I use, and then you can add a multiple to make a more accurate match, but I'm just going to go ahead and go off of that. Then I'm going to try to search the foundation that I want to try. So there's a list, or you can type in a specific product. In this case, I typed in the Fenty foundation that I wanted to try, and then I just click find foundation, and it literally tells me my shade.
So this site has actually been around for a while, but maybe not a lot of people know about it. Now, back in my day, back in the wild, wild west of the early beauty blogging days, beauty bloggers were who you went to, like me, to figure out what shade that you would need in a certain foundation. People were uploading pictures of their foundation stash and telling you what shades that they wear in the various brands. Some beauty bloggers would take it to the next level and create their own databases. Thankfully now we don't have to do so much of that work because a lot of brands will have right on their website, you know, some charts that give equivalents of what their foundation shades are in the various brands. It'll help you figure out what your shade is. Now, these kind of things aren't a complete science because one brand's dark brown foundation with neutral undertones may look a whole lot different than another brand's dark brown foundation with neutral undertones. Let me try this foundation site out and see what it tells me. Okay, so I basically plugged in my shades for 2 foundation Cover FX, Total Cover Cream in N110, and then the Dior Forever Foundation in 6.5N. So I'm a dark brown with neutral undertones. Now, neutral means, you know, some red, some yellow, but when brands make their neutral foundation, some may use more red, some may use more yellow. So it's like, by virtue of what I do for a living, I actually know what my shade is in a lot of brand foundations. So let's see how accurate this thing got. In Uma Beauty, I know for sure that I am T4N, and this is matching me to T1W. Okay, this is interesting. So in the Fenty Hydrating Foundation, which I have tried, and my shade is 445, it says that I should wear shade 400, which I think is way too light. In NARS, in the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, it says that my shade would be Amande, which is correct. I do wear that to highlight underneath my eyes. And Danessa Myricks Beauty, it's saying that my shade would be N09 neutral, which is very true. Now, it does give you a good starting point to kind of like, you know, narrow down your choices. Some of them were spot on for what I actually wear. Some seemed a little bit off. I wouldn't be buying things blindly and relying on that. Overall, it's an okay hack. Have you tried the foundation or anything like that to figure out your shade in your foundation and other brands? Let me know in the comments. Now, this next hack, can buying skincare actually help to save you some money? Let's watch the video.
Here's some things I bought with my flexible spending on Amazon.
So she got a Nivea body lotion, a Eucerin face and body cleanser, an acne body wash, an SPF lip balm, some vapor wipes, some acne patches. You know, I had to mute that because of the music. A BB cream, SPF 50, and some makeup wipes. So FSA, HSA accounts have been around for a long time. Now, it has been a long time since I worked a corporate job. They've been around. Now, the thing is, a lot of people don't realize or don't take advantage of these accounts. So FSA, Flexible Savings Account, HSA, Health Savings Account. These are accounts that allow you to purchase pre-approved items with pre-tax dollars. So before Uncle Sam starts dipping in, before they start taking the deductions out of your check, you're able to purchase these items pre-tax. Now, there are differences in the two in terms of who can use which and which funds are able to be rolled over year after year. So I will leave a link in the description box where you can find out more information so we can keep this video, you know, on a good pacing, because you know, y'all in your attention spans. But you can use these accounts to buy things that you're already using with pre-tax dollars. And it's not just limited to skincare, so make sure you check out the terms and conditions in your plan and figure that out. Now, I personally don't have either accounts right now because I'm self-employed and a lot of my beauty purchases are written off as business expenses. However, my sister works for a big corporation and she buys her stuff off of a special site where they tell her, you know, what's eligible, so on and so forth, and then she can have it shipped to her house. There are different ways that you can go about it. You may have to buy the items, save the receipts, and then get reimbursed. Make sure you check in with your plan, but an FSA or an HSA account are definitely worth looking into. Make sure you chat with your human resources, your accountant, you know, all your money and job people to get more information. Okay, now let's check in on how those foundation hacks held up throughout the day. All right, here we are. It is about 11:30 p.m. I'd say we're about 9, maybe closer to 10 hours of this face on. This was the side that was mixed with the translucent powder and the foundation, and then this was just the foundation. I did 0 touch-ups, which is why I look a little crazy, but I'm not seeing that much of a difference in the sides and what the finish is looking like for me to have done that extra step to mix the powder into the foundation. I mean, maybe it might have made a bigger difference if I touched up. Let me touch up real quick and then see if that does anything. All right, I did a quick touch up, a quick dusting of powder on. I'm still not, I'm not seeing a difference at all, like whatsoever in the two sides. Now, I did set both sides with powder after I had, placed my foundation on because, that's just how I do. But I'm going to have to say that hack was whack. All right, so we're a couple of hours out from me wearing this makeup, and this is where the transfer proofness really needs to matter after I've done sweated, oil production, and I've lived in this makeup for a few hours. So let's see. You see I'm shiny. And I put the rest of my makeup on. I put even more setting spray on top. Still some transfer. I'd say that's not bad. Oh well. That's pretty bad. Yeah. So, like I've always said, transfer proof makeup is not gonna be a thing. It may be a thing within the first hour or so once you put on the rest of your makeup, and as time passes you sweat and you produce oil, that mess is going to transfer. Now, transfer resistance might be a thing, but transfer proof, nah. Folks, two things to note here. One, if you want to learn more about makeup setting sprays and how they work, make sure you check out a video from Lab Muffin Beauty Science, which I will link in the description. And two, if you really want to try to keep your makeup off of things, you need to be more cognizant of the fact that you're wearing makeup. Keep your stinking naughty hands off of your face. And if your hands do happen to touch your face, immediately wash and dry them to prevent a lot of that makeup transfer. Hug people on angles. Just be aware of the fact that you got the makeup on. Oh, and the sweet potato, just something to get your eyes focused on the video. Y'all ain't got the best attention spans. So which of these TikTok skincare and foundation hacks will you be trying? Let's talk about it all in the comments. I'm gonna leave you here with a video on another set of skincare hacks where people were using turmeric to brighten their skin. Is it a good idea or nah? Watch that video because I investigated to figure it out. And I'm gonna leave you with another popular video on this channel on things you may not have known that Botox and filler can do for black skin. Follow me on social and I'll see you fine folks in my next video. Bye guys.